Heartbreak for Bafana Bafana. South Africa's historic World Cup journey has ended after a dramatic last-minute defeat against Canada. One goal in stoppage time changed everything. How did it happen? And what does this mean for South African football? Stay tuned as we dive into the main story. The dream is over for Bafana Bafana. A match that looked destined for extra time ended in the most painful way possible, as South Africa suffered a narrow 1-0 defeat against Canada in the round of 32 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. For nearly the entire match, both teams battled in a tense and cautious knockout encounter at the Los Angeles Stadium. There was little separating the two sides, with every challenge, every defensive move, and every attacking opportunity carrying the weight of a World Cup elimination. For South African supporters, the final moments brought heartbreak. Just as many fans prepared for another 30 minutes of football, Canada found the breakthrough deep into stoppage time. In the 92nd minute, Steven Eustáquio took advantage of a loose clearance and delivered the decisive strike from outside the box, leaving goalkeeper Ronwen Williams with no chance. It was a moment that changed everything. After fighting for so long to keep the match balanced, one small mistake created the opening Canada needed. This situation highlights the brutal reality of knockout football. Sometimes a team can perform with discipline and determination for almost 90 minutes, but a single moment can decide the entire tournament. South Africa entered the match knowing they were making history. This was the first time Bafana Bafana reached the knockout stage of a FIFA World Cup, a milestone that represented progress and renewed belief in the national team. The journey to this point was not simple. South Africa's campaign included a major group stage turnaround, with one of the standout moments being their important 1-0 victory over South Korea. That result helped build confidence and showed that Bafana Bafana could compete against strong international opponents. Against Canada, coach Hugo Broos trusted a disciplined defensive approach. South Africa organized themselves with a compact low block, making it difficult for Canada to create clear chances. The plan was based on patience, structure, and waiting for opportunities to appear. One of the biggest reasons South Africa stayed alive for so long was the performance of goalkeeper Ronwen Williams. The captain produced 5 important saves, denying Canada's attacks and giving his team a chance to stay in the contest. His performance showed the importance of having a reliable goalkeeper during major tournaments. At the highest level, matches are often decided by small details, and a goalkeeper's ability to make key saves can completely change the direction of a game. Canada also showed why they were a dangerous opponent. The return of Alphonso Davies added another dimension to their attack. The Canadian star defender came off the bench in the 75th minute after recovering from a hamstring injury, bringing fresh energy at a crucial stage of the match. His introduction increased Canada's attacking threat and helped them push forward as the game moved toward its final moments. Eventually, that pressure contributed to the opportunity that produced the winning goal. What makes this match significant is that both teams were competing in their first-ever World Cup knockout appearance. Regardless of the result, both nations reached a stage of the tournament that represented growth and development for their football programs. For Canada, the victory creates another historic moment. They continue their World Cup journey and advance to the round of 16, where they will face the winner of the Morocco vs Netherlands match in Houston on the 4th of July. For South Africa, the elimination will hurt. Losing a World Cup knockout game by a single goal, especially so late in the match, is one of the most difficult ways for a tournament to end. However, this campaign also provides important lessons and memories. This situation raises questions about what comes next for Bafana Bafana. Can this experience become a foundation for future success? Can the team build on this progress and continue competing at this level in future tournaments? The answer will depend on how South Africa uses this moment. Successful teams often grow from difficult defeats. The experience of competing under World Cup pressure can help players develop and prepare for future challenges. The emotional reaction from fans is understandable. Football is not only about results, it is about identity, pride, and shared moments. Millions of supporters followed this journey hoping to see South Africa go even further. Although the World Cup dream has ended, Bafana Bafana leave the tournament with their heads held high. They reached a historic stage, competed against some of the world's best teams, and created a campaign that many fans will remember. In football, there are victories and defeats, but every tournament writes a new chapter. For South Africa, This chapter closes with disappointment, but it may also become the beginning of something bigger. The final whistle ended their 2026 World Cup journey, but the story of South African football continues. Bafana Bafana's World Cup journey may be over, but their fight and historic achievement will not be forgotten. This match showed the beauty and heartbreak of football. For trusting South African news and analysis that matters, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update.